Nuance with Nikki, then it's secret. Even if it's shitty, it's Uncle P again. Dropping truth bombs. Dropping truth bombs to the point where I can't even put my mic down. Let's listen to my uncle, please. Uncle P, Daddy, talk.
Yo, what's happening, guys? It's your boy Uncle P with another episode of Uncle P's podcast. Guys, we're about to get serious. We're about to start educating people. I feel like South Africa is being crucified for things that everybody's doing around the world. And maybe people are just not talking about it. And they're not shining light upon it.
It's called a moral double standard, Uncle P. And you're right.
I've been getting a lot of hate from Nigerians and other foreigners. Even people that know me personally, claiming that I hate foreigners for the things that I'm saying. Why is it that the truth is hate?
Why is it that the truth... You know what, Uncle P? Some people don't listen. Let's just make it slower. Because these questions are not being answered. Uncle P, what did you say?
Why is it that the truth is hate?
If the truth is hate, then you're a liar, guys. The only people who think the truth is hate are liars. Thank you, Uncle P.
Why is it that when somebody is speaking the truth, they are haters? They hate a specific kind of people. Is it only hate when it's a black person saying it? Okay. Maybe I need to keep quiet and let the Mzungu speak and other races speak on.
This is where I'm going to jump in. Uncle P, you know, I started talking on black issues, first trying to stay out of it. On my channel, when I'm criticized, look at me. Look at how I look. When I'm criticized, Uncle P, and I would love for you to highlight this on your channel if you'd give me the chance. Sir, I get one or two little insults. I get a small little comment, something. When I go to black South African channels, guys, it's a paragraph. Uncle P, do you know that I made a video of an hour talking about this? Uncle P, it was a comment this long. That's how long the comments of disrespect are. Long paragraphs of disrespect, questioning their character, questioning this and that. When they say exactly what I say, okay? It was on a South African channel, right? For this guy. His intelligence was being questioned. So I go and make, how long is this video? More than an hour responding to the disrespect he got. You know, if it was one comment, if it was two, if it was 20, if it was 100. But when it's day after day after day after day, Uncle P, when it's day after day, it's at the point where people like me and you who aren't black South Africans are like, you know what, come for me instead. Come for me instead. I just wanted to point that out because then people will say black South Africans are the racist ones. Black South Africans are the ones obsessed with race. And they are mocked for the oppression they went through. And they're the haters. They're the ones whose kids are being poisoned. They're the ones who have to put up with the human trafficking. This has to be revolutionary for me to say. They're the ones who have to put up with the crime. They're the ones whose women are lying there pregnant at Raima Musa Hospital, named after one of our anti-apartheid activists. Uncle P, I have to say, you can rather throw me under the bus at this point. If it comes to the point where people who aren't even part of that group are saying, throw me rather under the bus. Don't even bother saying I'm a colored woman. You can even say I'm a white man's daughter. You can even say I'm a white girl. I don't care at this point. Come and hate me instead. Because the idea of South African children, a teacher being in class, she looks around her classroom and the kids start shaking. Now, we can't show you the footage of that. Do you know why? Because in South African law, if a minor has a crime committed against them, you are not permitted to speak out about that crime. You can speak out about the crime, but you can't tell their name or show imagery of them to protect the minor. If I'm 17 and a half years old, I could be 17 years old and 11 months and I could commit a crime. My name is never allowed to be mentioned without my consent. That doesn't mean the victim doesn't exist. I could be 17 years old, 11 months and 3 weeks. I'm a minor. But it doesn't mean these crimes don't exist. And people in my country are being gaslit. And gaslit, Uncle P. So let's see. You're talking about the whitewashing. Let's listen to what Uncle P says here.
On our behalf. And then let's see if they're going to call it race. Let's see if they're going to call it racism, hatred, or xenophobia, or anything else. Because when South Africa does it, all of a sudden, South Africans are haters.
He's here to talk about the the double standard that people show towards South Africa. And the thing that you guys are showing with your actions is that you believe that Canada is worth your respect. You believe the UK is worth your respect. You believe that America is worth your respect. Europe's worth your respect. You give all your documents, you follow, you do everything. But you are showing with your actions that you don't believe South Africans are worth that respect. Well, South Africans do. We believe it. And our black people do. And they are standing firm in that narrative. Demonize them as you want. We are no strangers to demonization. No strangers. I shown in my video, give black South Africans some peace. Let me just show you something in case you haven't seen that video. Everyone from the POTUS down to the whole African diaspora is coming for an unarmed, defenseless people.
So please explain to me, you who don't live with black South Africans, how these two narratives are consistent.
She was contesting in Miss South Africa, where South Africans feel like she couldn't represent them because she's African and black, literally.
It's racist. I'm not a racist, but the blacks comes first and then the whites. And even highly qualified whites don't even get a position.
So which is it? Which is it? Why is there any dignity you see in people, their need to bow down and give up everything they've worked for you? Why is their humanization something you don't believe they're entitled to, while you pat yourself on the back for pro-blackness and pro-Africanness? It's easy to argue color. It's easy to argue color, babe. Do you have a statement of integrity? Because I've made multiple videos now how none of your rhetoric holds water when it's put up to the test. I dare you to go and watch my videos. I dare you. And when it's said so kindly, it's not like it's heard. But you believe that you're entitled to a respect you don't give.
So I don't know, man. It's just unfortunate that people in the comment section just get so heated, so emotionally charged that they stop thinking for themselves and understand that this is not a hate-filled campaign. That is not what's happening. It's not a hate-filled campaign. Simply a campaign to say that we are all equal before the law as Africans. So if someone's being accused of a crime, they need to go clear their name.
And you know why he believes in law more than color? Because he believes in the dignity and integrity of people of every color, because he's been raised by and raised amongst and schooled by people of extreme integrity, of extreme honor. The leaders of my country who made me everything I am. And that is who you are disrespecting. My teachers, my brothers, my sisters, my great-grandparents. That is whose disrespect you take for granted. And you come with your moral double standards here to insult people in my nation with impunity, piecemeal, taking everything they've just achieved. And all they're asking for is a fragment, a modicum of the respect you give to others. It's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. I showed how many people in our country have been disrespected to the point of insulting black South African mothers, and then I showed the honor of the mothers I grew up around and what they've achieved. But I want you to know that I'm proud of black South Africans, not just because they don't have to achieve Nobel Peace Prizes, which they've done, or Grammys, or Oscars, which they've done, or Miss Universes, which they've done. They don't go and fake their winnings. Okay? I've proven that in my videos. Doesn't fit your narrative. Okay? But their greatness is embodied in small everyday interactions. I've proven that too. Only so much of your homework I can do for you. You can't just come for people's character. To the point where this many people are making content in defense of them. Just Chizzy. Lily and Chacha. We literally are dedicating our channels to saying, don't come for them, within and outside of this country.
Xenophobic. When Uncle P says something, so Uncle P hates Nigerians. Uncle P is this, Uncle P is that. What do you guys have to say about this?
The only one who hates people from that country are the people who don't want to take accountability for that nation's integrity. The more you defend, you can't look at yourselves, you can't change. Okay? You can't. But oh no, insults. We're above insults. It's not insults, it's the truth. And every time you come and defend the defenseless, you're proving us right. So thank you. Thank you for proving us right.
Of immigrants we bring in over the next 3 years, which will result in a pause in the population growth over the next 2 years.
The pause in the population growth. That means that the population is growing too fast, too much. The economy can't handle that, which is the same thing that is happening in South Africa. Let's keep listening.
Builds on our previously announced measures to cap international student permits and reform the temporary foreign worker program.
Permits and reform temporary workers permits. They want to stop those permits because they understand that there's too many people in their country, they don't have enough employment. And this thing of you guys...
By the way, many people think that skin color makes them the president of our country. We ended that in 1994. And yes, we're still working on it. We're still. By the way, some of you can only contextualize an interracial interaction as that of overlords versus what? Low-hanging fruit. I've heard that kind of rhetoric on my channel. That says more about you than it does about South Africans. But since you're so big on indigenous rights, where is the rhetoric for the Native Americans in Canada? South Africa has a much bigger ratio of indigenous to non-indigenous. A much bigger ratio. And you want to come and tell this country to do better. I've pointed out the ratio of the people from other countries that you respect. Exactly what Dr. Uncle P is saying.
Things to do. But would she listen to us? No. She will sit there and be okay that Devereaux is an American surname, but have a problem with LaRue. That's been here for hundreds of years. The same way Devereaux got there. The same way. When I Google the word American beauties, there's about one girl there that I believe is a Native American. I'm not even sure about that girl. Perhaps she is. But you guys have no problem with this. You understand that colonialism happened. You understand that cruelty happened. You still celebrate it.
And I went on and on. I compared Australia. I compared New Zealand. I compared all of those countries you're not criticizing. But the country that's getting it right, that's getting diversity right, you want to come and hold to a different moral standard when they're outperforming all of these first world countries that you'll go and respect. And then you project onto the people who are doing it right. You project onto the people who are doing it right while chewing on genocide Turkey. Uncle P, what were you saying? What were you saying, my uncle?
Countries is clearly not working because you guys are doing more than just studying. You see now other countries are doing it. But when South Africa wants to do it, what do we call them? Let's keep listening.
All of which we are implementing with a single aim: stabilize our population growth to give all levels of government time to catch up.
Stabilize the population so they can give all levels of government to catch up. Guys, this is the one thing the reason why I wanted to react to this video. What people don't understand, the government of South Africa, the ANC, has been judged for 30 years plus. That they've brought no service to this country, they've done nothing for the country, corruption left and right and all this. And
I'm going to talk about that at a different time. Okay, there's a video brewing in my head. I don't want to take too much out of Uncle P's content. Go and listen to him. But what we're essentially talking about here is a moral double standard. People who nowhere in their minds can give these people, South Africans, a category in your mind where they can actually have a point. There's no category in your mind that doesn't dehumanize them, and you expect for them to just hand you over what is theirs. It is unacceptable. Unacceptable. You know what? In fact, I'm going to be a South African right now. I'm going to be a South African. Hello? Hello, I'm sorry. Sorry, y'all. Huh? Huh? Can I please speak to the manager of stupidity? Yeah, too much of your staff is here, hey? Yeah, no, they're walking all over. They're walking all over the dignity of my country. Can you handle it, please? I can't. This is unacceptable. This has been nuanced with Nikki. The nitty gritty, even if it's shitty. Please, can you tell them to stop coming for my people? Because we're not going to stop coming back. Enough is enough. All right. Thank you.